need to learn different viewpoints. We don't agree with them. Just have to know the different viewpoints. So when you see a news article, let's talk about the New World Order, and there's one right up there right now, then you on the pprnews.com, you can take a look at it and you can see what exactly is about the New World Order. I'm not a real New World Order kind of guy. I'm more worried about keeping me and my family safe. But it's good to know what's out there and what's the possibility. And so that's why, in part, I do the news. So that I myself know, and there's a lot of news that does not get covered. For example, Joe Biden smiling and laughing and carrying on during the debate. Absolutely worthless information to a prepper. Now, there was an article. It was like, as he was laughing and smiling, yes, at $6 a gallon in Florida. That is prepper-oriented. That we need to be aware of. So when you see the news, always carry in the back of your head, why does this matter to me? One of the most important things that we can do for news is keep up to date with bad weather. Bad weather will do us in. Some people say, well, the weather doesn't interest me, or that the news doesn't interest me. I just care about how to make knives, or what's the best knife to carry, or things of this nature. Okay, let's take out the news. Let's not tell you about the upcoming hurricane. Let's not tell you about the upcoming blizzard. Let's not tell you about the upcoming legislation that will take away your ability to carry a knife. See how this works? It's an all-encompassing thing. We need the news. That being said, one of the things that I'm trying to do is to provide you more information. Information is power. Knowledge is power. So what I've picked out are 2 new hosts starting November 5th and November 6th. They'll be for the 5th, I believe, will be 2 hours a day, and the 5th will be, or the 6th will be 1 hour a day. Now, November 5th will herald the beginning of Peter Santilli, that's his name, his show, which he left Genesis Communications Network, and he's got going on his own, but we're also covering him. That being said, you can also listen to some old shows. He's got a big YouTube following, so you can find his shows on YouTube. But you can also, soon, we'll be able to find them on the prepperpodcast.com. It'll be on Blog Talk Radio, and soon we're going to be branching out to yet another radio system, but you can find these all on iTunes. Now, the second one is a young lady by the name of Suzanne Plazell. She does alternative news, as does Peter Santilli. Why is alternative news important? For 2 reasons. One, mainstream media is not reporting the important things. There are 28 things that they're not reporting, and the sheeple are happy with that. Preppers are not. So while Suzanne is telling you about the potential problems of Benghazi and how they actually kind of come over here, because those problems that go on in Benghazi is indicative of a bad administration, and they're letting bad things happen here in the United States. She brings with her, and as well as Peter brings with him, potential preppers. So I told them 2 things that they have to do. One, if you have a suggestion, I'm going to take one, and that I've said in the past, leave the banking system. Then you need to come up with solutions on how you are supposed to leave the banking system. How do I do that, Peter? How do I do that, Suzanne? And they are to give you step-by-step ways of leaving the banking system. Well, how do I pay my bills? How do I get gas when I'm 100 miles away from home if I don't have a bank card? So this is what they were charged with. Now, the second thing is kind of a religious, political type thing. I'm not Jewish, but I support the nation of Israel. I support the single Israeli mother who is trying to make ends meet in Tel Aviv or in Jerusalem or wherever, or the single dad in Nazareth or Bethlehem. Okay, I support these people. I support the Jewish people. It's part of the charge from the Bible. Bless those that bless you and curse those that curse you. And support Israel. And I do. You can hate me for it. I don't care. You can support them as same I do. Now, one thing that you'll see a lot in alternative news is the Zionists. And I ask them, what exactly is the Zionist? Because I have a definition, and other people have different definitions. It's sort of like politician. Some think it's an important person. Other people, like me, think they're scum-sucking individuals. So what exactly is your definition of politician, or in this case, Zionist? Now, Suzanne's, I'm going to give a rough definition from her, is basically a political action that co-opted the Jewish nation to support a super Jewish nation, one where Israel rules the world. Now, that is very similar to a lot of other international countries think that they rule the world. Russia wants to rule the world, China wants to rule the world, and little Israel wants to rule the world. Okay, so for her, basically, this is Zionism. Peter is actually trying to get away from the word Zionist because basically it has nothing to do with religion and more of a power type thing. And, you know, you can almost call Mr. Obama a Zionist in his definition. So my definition of a Zionist is I have no clue. Somebody who wants to see Israel prosper, maybe that's a Zionist, I don't know. But I just want to see the little country of Israel, a little country that could, succeed. I want them to be safe. Hate me if you want. I don't care. I am all for freedom and liberty, regardless of any kind of other ideology. I want to see Easter Island being a sovereign nation. I want to see Scotland become a sovereign nation. I want to get away from colonialism. And to be quite honest with you, Hawaii should become a sovereign nation because they were taken by force. And it's just me. And to be really honest with you, they probably stay with the United States. Anyways, that's them. So these two people are going to be coming on in a few weeks. So November is going to be a month of change. Now, I am in the middle of talks with two former hosts, who shall remain nameless, of coming back to the Prepper Podcast Radio Network. Now, these hosts are always welcome. Former hosts are always welcome, to some degree. There's one I kind of worry about. I don't think they'll be coming back. But anyways, because they have people that listen to them, and I want them to be able to meet their needs. So as soon as I find out more about them, if they're going to be coming back, we're going to be undergoing some more changes. Now, one of the things that we can do, I don't know how you download this show. Do you download it from iTunes? Do you download it from Blog Talk Radio or wherever? What we're going to be doing is using another radio service besides Blog Talk Radio. I know Blog Talk Radio probably is just about how to have a cow here, but that's just the way it is. Not just because it's cheaper, but because of the ability to expand at a less cost. And so if you currently are downloading shows from Blog Talk Radio, I suggest that you consider getting from iTunes as an example. Or if you win that tablet, then you could just have access to it immediately. No big deal. Or you can always go to the podcast page at prepperpodcast.com, and you can get the latest shows there. So whatever we're going to be doing, and I'm thinking in November the news is coming back. The Prepper Podcast Radio Network news show will be coming back starting in November. So look on the bright side, folks. Look on the bright side. And I do want to tell you about a couple new advertisers. Let me go there real quick. One is a water purification company, and they've got a real big banner. You can take a look at the very top of the page. Now, the big banner has got where it's radiation-proof water, as well as fluoride, gets rid of fluoride out. So take a look at that. If you need help finding the link, just keep refreshing the page. And the second one is a company that has alternative energy. It's free energy, the unique device. Take a look at it. Click on it. Find out more. Tell me what you think. That's the important thing. And, of course, if you live in the New York City area, there is prepareandprotectnyc.com, a great escape. Click on there, and you will be able to learn more. I'm just double-checking all my stuff here. Oh, if you're in Portugal, stay out or look out for dengue fever. Also in Puerto Rico. See, I love the news. This is great. I've been busting my hump in the last 3 months, getting everything building up here, and I appreciate everybody's efforts. Just downloading, just one single download actually helps everything. Now, I've got 4 minutes left. Let's see, my outro is a minute and a half, so I've got just a couple minutes left, so I'll just want to keep going here. I had actually thought about ending the Covert Prepper Show for a while. It's just, if I'd gotten those 2 extra hosts, maybe I thought about giving up my time for them, but found a way to help keep the Covert Prepper going. And so what I'd really like you to do is send us an email. Send me an email, james@thecovertprepper.com. This way, believe it or not, I can actually do something for you. And when I get the emails, I'll definitely put them on the air. It's the important thing to do. Let people know how they can prep. And BG, beautiful, gorgeous, my wife asked me, okay, Smarty Pants, if it's summertime and I've got a rabbit, how am I supposed to preserve it? Well, I looked at her and said, you eat it for dinner that night. And then she said, well, if I've got 2 rabbits. I suggested that you smoke the rabbit. Oh, you can do that? Yes, you can do that, dear. So somebody who's been prepping just as long as I have, forgot about smoking meat, it's always an option. So send me your questions. I want to answer them. All right, that's it for tonight. I will talk to you guys later. Let's see, next week. Next week is, yes, more than likely next week. So take care, and I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend or what's left of it. Bye-bye.
Warning, the unprepared may not survive the next natural disaster, terrorist attack, or economic collapse. In light of recent global unrest and natural disasters, we bring you this urgent message from David Morris, author of the acclaimed Urban Survival Course. Because this message is urgent, we won't waste time on the why you should act now. You already know why. It's the very real and growing dangers reported in the media every day. Now it's the what you must do. Go to myminisurvivalcourse.com and claim your free Urban Survival Mini Course that will prepare you for breakdowns in civil order. Today, David Morris is offering you instant access to his 7-part Urban Survival Mini Course at myminisurvivalcourse.com. You should already be at your keyboard. Enough talk. Act now while you still have time and while it's still free. myminisurvivalcourse.com. myminisurvivalcourse.com. Or call 1-866-558-1040. 1-866-558-1040. You'll be glad you did.
You're listening to KPRN-DB in Southeast Oklahoma.